do this real quick. I'm going to introduce myself, and then if you're open to it, I'd love for you to just tell me real briefly about you. There's only 3 of us that I can see. Other people, participants, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'd love to be able to see you if you could pop on your camera. And then I'll ask you guys just real quickly, like 30 seconds about who you are. My name is Raul Lopez Jr. I am the founder of Tag Talks Live speaking forum, and I teach people to share their personal story from stage, how to create coaching packages to offer from stage. Oh, we got some more people jumping in. Awesome. How to teach people to speak their story from stage, and how to take their primary message and expand it into a sales talk per se, where they can sell and offer coaching packages that we help them create. And it could be in any niche. It could be real estate, it could be spiritual, it could be Forex, it could be Bitcoin, it could be anything where people are passionate about, and they get out there and they speak and they talk, and we utilize our personal stories. We monetize our personal stories because that's what builds the know, like, and trust. Okay, so my primary book that I originally wrote, we got people jumping in, awesome. My primary book that I originally wrote is, look at that with my screen, you can't see that, huh? Heal the Boy and the Man Will Appear is what it's called. There we go. Heal the Boy and the Man Will Appear. Learn the importance of understanding and expressing your emotions, right? So initially, and then I have a few books. I got a contract with Les Brown too. We're putting people in books with Les Brown. This is my Tag Talk speaking forum. So the speakers who speak on our stages, we put their stories in books, so they're authors and speakers, and then we help them put coaching packages together. So my passion started with sharing your story. By the way, TAG stands for transparency, acceptance, and growth. Transparency, acceptance, and growth. That's what it's all about, sharing your personal story, right? We accept the challenges that we've been through. We accept the things in our lives that we've overcome, and then we become transparent in them. And when we become transparent in them, it's actually really healing for us. I learned this from experience, but then it's also powerful healing for other people. And I think that's why many of you here are passionate and jumping in and interested in speaking and sharing your story. There's 2 reasons. One, you have wisdom through overcoming challenges you've experienced versus, and then you also can take that and become a coaching package, create coaching package with it. I always tell people that your wisdom is not common knowledge. That's 2 different things, right? Before I got into this industry, I thought, right, with my own low self-esteem, my own lack of self-worth, my lack of confidence and that type of thing, I just assumed and figured that everybody knew anything that I knew. And I'd be in conferences or in meetings or whatever it was, even at corporate level in meetings, and somebody would ask a question and I'd have an answer, but I wouldn't say it because I just figured, oh, everybody knows that, right? I mean, I'm not going to say, I don't want to say something that people already know, or I don't want to feel stupid, and so on and so forth. Sometimes I would answer those questions. And when I would answer those questions, people would be like, oh, wow, that's great, right? Not everyone, but a lot of times when I would answer a question, be like, oh, wow, that's a great idea. And nobody thought of that. So I started to realize like that my wisdom in life and in business was not common knowledge. And just because I knew it, it doesn't mean everybody else knew it. It was stuff that I have. You all have that. You all have wisdom gained from your life and your business experience, your job experiences, from raising your kids, from getting fired, from getting hired, from having really hard struggles and overcoming them. Those are wisdom that you have. And that's what I inspire people to share and turn into coaching programs. Because I'll tell you what, you've survived every hard time you've had, right? You're here right now. You survived every hard time you've had. There are people going through the same challenges you've overcome and that you've gained wisdom from. So with that, those people need you. Those people need you. If it's business experience and you're scaling and you're building and you know how to do that, people need that. If it's a life experience, trauma, if it's divorce, if it's I lost my job, and you've experienced that and you've overcome that, that's the wisdom you have to share with them. And those are the type of coaching programs that you get out there. I know people that have specific coaching jobs, businesses around helping people find the perfect job. There are people that have coaching practices just around leadership. There are people who have coaching practices around spirituality. There are people who have coaching practice around trauma, life coaching. I mean, there's every industry that there's people that niche down into that industry with their coaching packages because they're passionate about it and they've gained wisdom from it. And I'm going to go through that. So let me tell you a little bit about my story. Well, wait, you know what? Before I get into my story, because once I get into that story, we're actually going to be talking about and the teaching that I promised you today in regards to growing and monetizing your speaking business. So let me unmute or ask to unmute Curtis McKinley. And I'd like to learn a little bit about you, sir. In 30 seconds, tell me about you and what you do and what you're passionate about.
All right, so 30 seconds about me. So I did 30 years in the military. I retired from that, did 14 years as a DoD civilian. I'm writing a book right now about sharing my wisdom as well. I'm also a Maxwell leadership trainer coach.
Excellent.
But again, I jumped on this just to get some nuggets, just to see what's going on as I continue to drive forward.
All right. Well, you know what? I get so many people that come through our programs from John. John is amazing. He gets people fired up and inspired. The one thing that our company offers that a lot don't, and I'll tell you guys a little bit about it towards the end, is that we guarantee stage time, right? We put people on our stages, right? This where you're seeing right here, me at this event, that's me, little guy right there. Where this is our end of the year goal of having a 2.5-day event there, and we're going to have about 25 different speakers, and people that are part of our programs are the first ones that'll be speaking at the event. All right, so I appreciate you being here. It's McKinley Curtis or Curtis McKinley? What?
It's McKinley Curtis.
Okay,
Third.
McKinley.
I don't have the third on it, but McKinley is the first name. But you can call me anything except late for supper.
Yeah, there you go. All right, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. All right, Paul, how you doing, my friend? Tell me. I know a little bit about you, but tell us who are here on the call.
All right, I've been in real estate, mainly management and sales with new home builders for the past 30 plus years. I have a passion for coaching, mentoring, helping others, and have gone through, some massive loss, and figured out a few things in regards with belief systems that I think are beneficial for quite a few people. Mm-hmm. I went through quite a change, a spiritual awakening of sorts, probably 15 years ago. And, we continue to learn and grow. And that's obviously why I'm here. It's funny you mentioned learning that we know a lot of things that we can help people with. You just keep learning and growing. So you figure like, well, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah. All right, Paul. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate you being here. All right. So I brought up you guys who don't have your camera on right now. Benjamin, we've talked a little bit. Are you interested in sharing a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's see, quick 30 seconds. Was a pastor for 20 something years, served the U.S. military. I'm a business coach in the state of Arkansas, and have had a burning to make sure some of the stuff that I've learned over the years for people to be able to use it. And that's how you and I connected just about a week and a half ago.
Yeah. And
just kind of musing over just how that could work.
All right, man. I appreciate you being here. I look forward to talking to you again soon. I know we're working towards your book also, so that's great. Bernadette, are you interested in sharing a little bit, 30 seconds about you? Let's see, Bernadette.
Can you hear me?
There she is.
Okay.
Hi.
So I am a senior citizen. I don't do a lot of anything. I do a lot of nothing. I do a lot of thinking about what I'm going to do, what I could do, what I should do. And ultimately, I'm just sort of wasting my life away.
Oh.
Previous to wasting my life away, I've raised 5 children. I lost my husband when baby number 5 was born. So I did that on my own. And they're all grown up and they're all really great. And I love them. I have in my past life, which is before doing nothing, while my kids were little, I was a keynote speaker.
Oh, nice.
For the mortgage industry, for direct lender.
Oh, perfect.
And it's just before mortgage went out, but I was the keynote speaker for their convention. Mm-hmm. And I have been Toastmaster of the Year. That was about 30 years ago.
Awesome.
And I just had I had a good run in the finance business, and I try to make it a good life for myself. I'm healthy. I do yoga. I go on walks. My best friend is my little dog. She's 2 years old.
Oh,
and, I like to cook. I like to do all those girly things. And I like beach walks. And I'm at this point in my life, I want to write a book. I'm interested in writing. And I'm also interested in speaking again. So get out all those, just got a lot of,
Yeah.
what would you say, moths in the cupboard.
All
So
right.
that's it. That's me.
Thank you. You're in a good place because our whole business is helping people become authors, speakers, and coaches all in one shot. And we're going to learn a little bit about that, and I'm going to help you guys get there. And then at the end, I'm going to just show you something that we're doing. And hopefully you guys want to jump in and participate with us. So, oops, let me see. Let me go back here so I can I'm going to take out the video people. There we go. All right. So my story in short and how I came to this business, as I said, my primary book is Heal the Boy and the Man Will Appear. That story is about my life. And what it came down to is, and I'm going to bullet point this, there's videos and stuff that I can send you. I'd love for you to learn more about me and what I do. And on our different Tag Talks forum. In fact, our website for Tag Talks is just tagtalks.org. And then we have a tagtalks.live also, to a landing page and a website. But how I came to sharing my story and getting into this industry was not how so many people these days are getting into this industry. It's more of, I started sharing my story because I was passionate to help people. And then somebody told me, how much do you get paid to do that? And I said, I don't get paid to do that. And what happened is I said, they told me, like, you can get paid to do that. What you're doing is you're coaching, you're mentoring, you're teaching, and you're training. Do you have a book? And at the time I didn't. I said, no. And they said, well, you should write a book, you should teach, and you should coach, and you should sell your book. And so I started looking into the industry and helping people share their story. And then, 10 years later, here I am, and I'm helping people get on stages just like this one behind me. And I'll show you a couple more in just a little bit. But I'm going to bullet point my story, very short. Young, born to a wonderful mother and father. My father came to the marriage with one child. My mother came to the marriage with two children, and I was the result of my two parents. So siblings, but single child to my parents. Wonderful life. Back in this, I was born in 1970. I'm an older guy, and we had a wonderful life. And growing up in San Jose, Northern California, I thought we had a wonderful life. I didn't realize that my mother and my father had really hard times together in their marriage. But I was close with my father, very close. I always tell people, like if you see the sun and the earth needs the sun to survive. That's me and my dad. I needed him to survive. It was just every day playing and having fun and just nonstop hanging out with my dad. Now that should tell you something, that I nonstop hanging out with my dad back in the 70s means he didn't work. and back then there was no online businesses and coaching and all this type of things. I didn't know that. I just knew I loved my dad and he was with me all the time. In short, come home one day and playing with my father in the garage. My mom says, get in the car, son. We're gonna go for a ride. Back in the 70s in San Jose, California, it wasn't what it is today. I don't know if any of you guys know Silicon Valley, where you guys are calling from, but it's huge and a billion people there now. Back in the days, it was all fields, cherries, apricots, walnuts, figs. It was a beautiful, wonderful place in the valley. And it was, we had our family within a 5-mile radius of us, all of us, on my mother's side, on my dad's side, aunts, uncles, aunties, cousins, the whole thing. So it wasn't uncommon to go for a ride with my mom and go visit some family somewhere. So I jumped in the car. Next thing I knew, I was in a plane headed to Alaska. Got to Alaska, it was amazing. I'd never been on a plane, so it was exciting. Got to Alaska, snow, it was fun. Next day, kind of the fun wore off, and I looked around. I said, hey, Mom, where's Dad? Like, when's he going to get here? And she looked at me and she said, don't worry about your father, son. You're not going to see him anymore. And it completely broke me. It completely just broke this. I was 7 years old. I didn't understand what was happening, why it was happening, confused, pain, anger, sadness, just every emotion that you could imagine at the age of 7 that I didn't know how or understand what it was or how to express it. That's why the subtitle of my book is The Importance of Understanding and Expressing Your Emotions. So here's my bullet point. So I don't sit here for this whole hour telling you about me. I want to tell you about what I do for you and what I do for people. But from that age, I became broken. And by 9 years old, I was doing drugs. At 13 years old, I conceived my first child. He's a grown man now with kids. I love him to death. At 14, I got incarcerated. Between the age of 14 and 24, I spent the majority of those 10 years in some form of facility, getting out of prison when I was 24 years old. San Quentin prison at 24 years old. I was taken from my mother, as ward of a court. I was certified alcoholic. I think by the time I was 16, I was certified as a menace to society. That's a real thing. As a juvenile, I was sentenced and certified as a menace to society. And they took me from my mother and they were going to put me away for life. throughout all those years, I was lost, right? And I always wondered, why do I do what I do? Why do I act the way that I act? Why do I feel the way that I feel? In prison, a lot of terrible things happen to people. People die every day in prison. If anybody here has been in prison, you know that. People die in prison every day. You don't hear that. People get killed in prison every day. You don't hear that because it's so common and there's so many prisons, but that's the truth. It's a horrible place to be. San Quentin is an old school prison. You can touch the walls like this, and they're two-man cells like you see in the old movies and things like that. So in there, it was my rock bottom, and I said, there has to be more to life. There has to be more to life than what I've been living. Got out of prison, went on a journey, and my parole officer forced me to go to college. I had a request for him, and he said, I will only do that request for you if you go to college. And I really want to do that. It was basically move out of town because I was trying to get away from the people that I was hanging around. And they said, you go to college, you can move here where I'm at. So I agreed, and I went to college. Ended up in Psychology 101, and it changed my entire life. In that book, it answers those three questions. Why do I do what I do? Why do I feel the way that I feel? Why do I act the way that I act? I mean, literally, I'm reading this book and I didn't know there were answers to those questions. I didn't know why I was who I was, why I felt, why I did all these things. And in the book, it said, if this happened to you as a child, you may feel like this. If this happened to you as a child, you may act like this. If this happened to you as a child, you may do things like this. And I was shocked that there were answers to my questions. So I went on a journey of seeking more. Neuroscience, subconscious mind, all of the psychology, Einstein's theories. I just went in this rampage of study to try and figure myself out. When I figured myself out, I understood the science, right? There is science, the mind and the body. We're biological. We have a psychological brain. We have a biological body. What we eat matters. What we think matters. Who we talk to matters. What we hear matters. It all matters. I understood the science side of things. And then I chose, and I don't want to say I chose. It was a burden, but a welcome burden. So once I understood the science side of things, what I knew is that I still didn't feel better, but I understood things, right? And that's when I kind of went on a journey and was seeking God. That's when the call from God came, and I started seeking God. When I discovered God in my relationship and understanding spirit, creation, and the whole thing, that's when God said, hey, all this stuff that you've learned, all this stuff that you've experienced in your life, you need to go teach that to kids in juvenile hall. And it was like, yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go teach these kids in juvenile hall, because what came to me was, if I can teach these kids how to understand and express their emotions, know that they have emotions, they won't end up in juvenile hall and taken from their parents and war of the court and menace society and end up in San Quentin prison. So I'm going to go teach these kids. It was my passion. It was my God-given passion. Started going to juvenile hall. I'd been, since 1997, I'd been volunteering in juvenile halls in different counties up until COVID happened. I had to stop because they shut everything down. Again, that's my passion. That's where I was at, in juvenile hall, teaching training. And somebody walked up to me and said, how much do you get paid to do this? And I said, nothing. And I even remember, and some people may have this, that may get this for themselves, when you're passionate about helping people change their lives, about trauma, about overcoming things, about wanting to help people change, the empathy with people, wanting to change them, it's very hard in the beginning to charge them, because you just want to help them, right? And a lot of coaches have to transition from there and understand that you can get paid, and it's okay to get paid to help people change their lives. And I'll give you a quick example. You may have heard this, but people who pay more attention, right? I mean, you could coach people for free all day, and they won't take your advice. And it could be great wisdom advice that has changed people's lives forever. The example I also give with that is a pastor. I have a wonderful pastor over 20 plus years. He's retired now. I hired him as a coach, but when he was a pastor, his job was to meet with people who were having problems all the time. He gave the best advice, godly advice, personal advice in the world, in my opinion. He changed my life. And people wouldn't do anything with it. They'd listen, they'd sit there, thank you, pastor. They'd walk out and they'd do nothing with it. But I'll tell you what, if they were paying him $500 a session, $1,000 a session, you're going to do something. You're going to do something with that wisdom that you're getting from that pastor, from that coach, or whoever you're working with, right? One more example. I used to go to a gym back when I had gained a bunch of weight. I started going to the gym, and it was $5 a month. And guess what? I never went. I never went to the gym. It was $5 a month. Someday I'll go. Signed up at a gym. I pay $150 a month now. Guess what? I go there every single day. Even if I don't feel like working out, I will get on the spin bike and just ride it, because I'm like, I'm paying $150 a month for this gym. I'm going to use it, right? So people who pay attention, and they're really hungry to change and learn and improve their lives. So if you're getting into the coaching industry, two things that I've spoke to you so far is that your wisdom is not common knowledge, and people need what you have based on your life and business experiences, what you're passionate about. There's a reason you want to be a coach. There's a reason you want to be a speaker. There's a reason you want to be in books. That passion, that wisdom is what people need from you. And you can charge for it, and you can charge really good for it, right? I mean, some packages are as low. People sell packages for $997, right? For some kind of a group 6 months program or something like that. If you get 10 people in a program like that, you just made $10,000. It's not that difficult. If you put 5, you get $5,000. Then you start to build your packages up. You start selling $5,000 packages, $10,000 packages, $25,000 packages. If you have a $25,000 1-year program, and you get 4 people in there, you just made 6 figures. You got 6 figures for the year. You get 8 people in there, you got 200 grand. So putting these packages together is really important. We help you do that. And we help people put their stories together in the whole thing. So what time is it? I want to make sure I'm going to give you guys everything that I promised you. In the emails that I sent you, what you saw online, I bullet pointed a few tips and tools. So this is where you get your notes out, get ready to write, because I'm going to give you guys the formulas to be able to start your speaking business, to become an author, and to start your coaching and putting coaching packages together. I'm going to explain to you how to get it done. Okay. So first, getting into that, the first thing that you need to do is identify your niche and your target audience. Okay. I have this stuff all written out for you. In fact, I could PDF this and email it to you guys if you're interested later. If you want to email me or put your email, you can email me and I will PDF and put these notes directly to you if you don't have time to take notes. Or you know what I'll do? No, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna PDF them. I'm gonna put them into the group. And you guys can go into there and you guys can pop it out. It's a Facebook group. Tag Talks Keynote Speakers. All right, so identify your niche and target your audience. To create a profitable speaking business, it's important to first identify your area of expertise. What is your expertise, right? I was just talking about that. What is your passion? What have you overcome in your life? What are you in your heart go, I need to teach people this. They need to understand that. Sometimes that's hard to figure out because people don't realize that they have the wisdom, right? Like I had mentioned about myself earlier, I believed that what I knew, everybody must know, right? I didn't understand the value. I didn't understand the God-given wisdom in what I had to offer to the world until God told me, literally, and said, hey, you need to get out there. You need to teach this stuff. So know that you have wisdom. Know that you do have something to share and that people need it and will pay you for it, right? So figure out what your expertise is. We can help you do that too. We're going to, in our groups and stuff, we teach and train that. Expertise in a group of people you would most be interested in hearing what you have to say, right? So that's kind of called niching down. I'll talk a little bit more about that. But what do you want to teach? What is your expertise and who wants to hear it, right? That's important. Understand and find your audience. Who wants to hear what you're speaking about, right? Everybody that's on here today, right now, wants to become a speaker, is a speaker, wants to grow their speaking, wants to get a speaking gig, wants to be in a book. Everybody that's on here that right now is interested in that and wants to learn more about it. If you wanted to be a dentist, you would not have clicked on my link and be here right now. So understand what your expertise is, what you want to teach, and the people. Who are you going to reach and how are you going to reach them? Okay. Develop your things. Oh, a specific industry, particular demographic, right? That's kind of what I was talking about. There's an industry that you want to teach in. There's a demographic person that you want to reach. Focus on that, tailor your message down, expand your message with your coaching packages, and start to get in front of people. All right. Now, developing your speaking skills. Next topic. Hopefully I'm not going too fast, guys. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments and we'll get on there. We still got 30 minutes. We're good. Developing your speaking skills. All right. If you want to speak from stage, you have to be able to articulate your passion, your message, and from stage, right? And that's why I'm so powerful or so passionate about helping people share their personal story within their business talk, because there's no way for you to screw up your personal story. It's your story, you know it, right? And if you tell it today and you tell it tomorrow just a little bit different, it doesn't matter because it's your life story. I have an entire life story like you all do. I just told you a little bit about mine, so you can only imagine all the stories in between that. And depending on the audience that I'm in front of, I will pick certain topics and certain experiences that I have to share with the audience. So you got to be able to articulate. You got to be passionate about what you're speaking about. Compelling and engaging, right? You don't want to get on a webinar just like this that you're going to teach, that we're going to help you put on and help you sell those packages and go like this. Hi, I'm Raul, and I'm going to teach you how to be exciting and speak from stage. Because you're going to go, what? You don't even know how to do that, right? How many times have you gotten Instagram messages from people who go, I'm going to show you how to get 100,000 followers, and you look at their thing and they have like 200, and you go, what? You're going to get me 200,000 followers, and you have 200? It doesn't make any sense, right? So you got to be passionate. You got to be able to articulate. You got to be able, and honestly, when I say articulate, there is something that I want to tell you. That doesn't mean you have to speak perfect English and have all these big words and education. And, you know, that doesn't mean that. It just means you need to be able to tell people your story so that they understand what you have to say. And what do they say in reading, right? When you're writing, you should write at a 4th grade level, 4th to 6th grade level, because that's what people understand and comprehend very easily, right? So I break my talks down. I'm able to articulate my message and my story, but it's not like I'm not talking about academic, right? Being academic in your talk. And you know what? If you are teaching leadership and you're teaching an academic niche, then yeah, maybe you should. But for the most part, what I teach and what we're training and coaching and programming, it's connecting with people, get them to know, like, and trust you with your message. That's key. All right. So developing your speaking skills is very important. You got to be confident in your teaching and talking about. You got to be clarity. There has to be clarity in what you're speaking about. You got to have some charisma, right? You got to have some fun, right? Like I was saying, you don't want to just be boring and dull. I have some clients and I love them to death and I'm working with them. You got to practice your talk. You got to practice, ongoing practice, because some people get uncomfortable. Practice in the mirror. Get on a Zoom like this. You don't even have to be anybody on there, but you could be looking at yourself and you can practice. You can record it. You can go back and listen to it. There's so many things that you can do to prepare and practice your talk. What I'm saying is I have a client and we're just pushing because his personality is just really mellow. It's just like this, you know, and there's nothing wrong with just kind of being mellow like this, but I guess what? You're only going to attract people that speak just like this, right? I'll give you a great example. And this guy is amazing. He is freaking amazing. I love him, but I can't watch him for too long. Eckhart Tolle. You guys know Eckhart Tolle. His teachings are amazing. I love what he teaches. I got his books. I do watch some of his stuff, but when I watch it, I start to go, oh, because the way he talks, he's so melodramatic. He's just, but that's, you know, but he does have millions of people following him and he's doing very well in his coaching and selling packages, right? That's what it's all about. You have something to share. Especially, I believe his is also God-given. And that's why if it's God-given, there's no way you can fail. Okay. There's no way you can fail because you're passing your personal message that's God-given. All right. So developing your speaking skills is very important. All right. Next, promote yourself and your speaking business, right? So we've already identified your niche and the people that you want to speak to. We've talked about developing your skills. So now you have a group of people you can talk to. We've talked about, okay, this is how I'm going to speak. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to know I have my own style. I'm not going to be somebody's style, right? A lot of people try to be like Tony Robbins, right? Yeah. And they go crazy and people go like, you acting like Tony Robbins. Be yourself. All right, promote yourself and your speaking business. Once you identify your niche and develop your speaking skills, it's time to start promoting yourself and your business. This may involve creating websites, landing pages, some form of an online portfolio to showcase your expertise. How many people here, show of hands, have a landing page or a website right now? All right, got a couple. Hopefully they're great. If you want to put those in this chat, I'd love to see those too. I'd love to take a look at your websites. We'll communicate via email and in the Facebook group, and I can just see what you got. There are entire programs. In fact, one of my business partners is on here right now, and we have a back-end CRM, automations, text, the whole thing where we teach people how to and help them build out their templates and the whole thing. Because nowadays, honestly, and I think a lot of you guys probably already know this, not too many people actually have a website, right? A website, just you go onto the website. A lot of companies do. I do for Tag Talks, but every time I have an event or every time I'm doing something, I create a brand new landing page just for that event. And it lasts for as long until my event is over. And then when I do the next event, I create a whole new landing page, right? So people can find me if they Google Tag Talks and they'll find the home page, but then all my marketing and everything else goes through landing pages with email automations, text automations, and all that type of thing, questionnaires and the whole thing. All right. So create your landing page, your website, some form of a portfolio so people can find you. People can find you through networking events, partner with professionals, potential clients, leveraging social media to reach a wider audience. I don't know, not a lot of people, I don't want to say a lot. There are some people that are not real big on social media, and that's okay, but you should have some form of a presence, okay? Promoting yourself on your speaking business. I'm going to give you guys $1 million tip right now. Write this one down. Okay. People don't know this. I teach this and people call me back and they go, holy crap, man, that works, right? You need to brand yourself. You need to brand yourself. People need to find you. Guess what? When I get on with people one-on-one and we've gotten to a point where we're going to talk about hiring me as a coach, and I get on a Zoom call just like this with them one-on-one, and I start to tell them about myself and what I do in my company, 99% of them go, I already know. I Googled you, right? I already know. I Googled you. And I go, oh, great, right? Because I've done a lot of work on getting myself out there on, I don't know if the right term is organic SEO, but non-paid. Like I don't pay for my SEO. I do it myself. I know how to do it. And here's a trick, right? First of all, you ask people to Google your name. Raul Lopez Jr. is my name. When you get a chance, Google it. The more people that Google your name, the better. They'll start the spiders in the Google and all that will find you. And then you want to, I think it's called meta tag, right? Every time I post a picture of me, my business, anything that has to do with me, I title the photo, right? If you take a photo and it's on your phone or on your computer, it just has a bunch of numbers in it. That's the picture is called ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, right? You need to change that name. You can edit that name and put your name, right? You need to put Paul Ranker. You need to put Brandon Hintz. You need to put Raul Lopez Jr. If you're having an event, if you're a life coach, you put life coach, right? You can put it in so many different forms too. You're a life coach, you're a speaker coach, whatever you do, title your pictures. Okay. Now, once you title those pictures, anywhere you put them online, the spiders are going to find that. When they Google your name, they're going to go find that. They're going to go, oh, here he is. Here's a McKinley. Here's Earl. Here he is. And they're going to find it and they're going to bring you up, right? So when people Google you, you pop up. Now, here is the other half of the $1 million trick, free SEO, that when you Google me, Raul Lopez Jr. or Tag Talks, this is why you'll find me. Not just from my websites, because you will see a lot of it's from my websites, but on LinkedIn, here they are, right? LinkedIn and Twitter. I don't have any followers on Twitter. I think I have 1,200, right? My LinkedIn, I got quite a bit. I post on Twitter and LinkedIn all the time because those two Google picks up. If you put your picture that's titled your name or your business or whatever it is on Twitter, and then you tag yourself in it, within 3 days, it'll come up on Google if somebody Googles your name or your business. Same thing on Twitter, okay? Facebook works. There's other social media. It all works, but I'm about Twitter and LinkedIn. Those are the two. Twitter and LinkedIn. I don't care if you even have any friends on there. Post your stuff, tag the pictures with your company, what you do, your name, brand yourself so people can find you, okay? It's very important because when people do Google you, right? I mean, honestly, when I get on a call with somebody and they fill out my application and the whole thing, I Google them. I Google them and I look, or if their email address has, their website at the end of it, joe@whatever.com, I Google their website. I can see who they are, what they're doing, what they're about, and I get some information. Vast majority of people that I Google, I never find them. There's nothing there. And they're telling me, I'm a professional speaker. I do this, I do that. I do all of these wonderful things, but I can't find them anywhere, right? So it's like having the greatest website in the world, having the greatest brick and mortar store in the world, the greatest products, but nobody knows you're there. People need to find you, okay? That's $1 million. If you showed up for that and you got that from this call, that is a key, all right? That's going to help you get found, all right? All right, key components to successful online courses and coaching programs. All right, next, this is the next topic, all right? We're up to 40, we got 20 minutes, man. I'm going to try to get through everything that I can, okay? I'm going to give you guys all this. I will post this in the Facebook group for everybody, so if you want to go back and look at it, you can. If some of you guys have to drop off, if I get past the hour and some of you guys have to drop off, you can finish watching it maybe a little bit later in the group. All right, so clear and specific learning outcome. What is the key component of a successful online course or coaching program, okay? Now, when I say online course, that means a lot of different things. Some people film an online course, right? They do some teachings, some trainings, and they film an online course, and then they sell that. Great, there's nothing wrong with that. I personally, and I'm open to opinions, but I personally see that non-connection type of coaching sales falling off. Like people just don't want to buy videos and just watch the videos. They need support, right? They need people to engage with them. They need somebody to talk to them, whether it be one-on-one or live in a group or, you know, a masterclass like this or something. People want the engagement. People want the energy. People want to know that they're getting some support. So when I say online courses, it can be a lot of different things. It could be a Facebook group, right? Just a group where you do teachings and trainings and people pay you your monthly coaching fee, and they're the only ones in that group. In fact, I have a partner here now that we have a group like that. And you do your group trainings in the group or on a Zoom just like this, and then you give them some one-on-one. And we'll get into that more when we start to talk about your packages. So engaging and interactive content. All right, what I got here. To keep clients engaged and motivated, it's important to provide interactive and engaging content that keeps them interested and involved. This could involve video training. I just mentioned that. Quizzes you can put out there, right? I can put something out in my groups and say, hey, what are the 5 things that you need help with? Or what are the 2 things you need help with most this month to get a speaking gig or to get your book out, and so on and so forth. Engage with people, group discussions, interactive exercises, right? In the groups, we will be doing that. Also, we may do some kind of an exercise and say, okay, write down A, B, and C, and then we're going to go over it or practice your talk. Interactive, people want that. I was just mentioning that. Make your content interactive, engaging. You can increase the chances of students/clients retention and your success with that. When you're engaged, you're exciting, and you're having fun with them, they're going to stay with you, okay? So a clear and specific learning outcome, right? What are you going to teach them? That kind of goes back to even what we talked about a little bit as far as your niche goes. What are you going to teach them? How are you going to teach it? Are you going to teach it in a video course? Are you going to teach it in a group? Are you going to do some one-on-one coaching plus the group? There's lots of different ways you can do it. We'll get more into that too. So clear and specific learning outcome, there's that as far as having a successful online business, speaker business, or business in general, coaching business, engaging and interactive. We just went through that. Make sure that you're doing some type of video, some types of quizzes, some types of groups that you're speaking to people. And then support and accountability. To help clients stay on track and achieve their learning goals, it's important to provide support and accountability throughout the course or program, right? Accountability is key. So many people, you know, in my speaking program, when I teach people how to share their message, and it's usually a powerful message, personal message, like I kind of told you mine, and it's hard for a lot of people. They've never done it, and they're scared to share it because my mom's gonna get mad, my dad's gonna get mad, my family's gonna get mad, because usually when you have childhood traumas or problems, it has to do with your family, right? A lot of times they don't do it on purpose. My mother didn't hurt me on purpose. She had major challenges with my father, and for her, it was best to get out, right? And it was actually best for all of us when I learned that later. So when I teach people and I start to work on their talks, a lot of times they disappear because it's hard for them. And I start to realize they haven't healed from it. So I go from just speaking training to some life coaching, which I love to do, right? Heal the boy and the man will appear. That's my passion. So accountability, right? Sometimes I got to call them and wind them back in and go, hey man, you know what? You paid me. And most people pay me in full. And I go, you paid me and you have 4 months to get through this program. And we got to get you on stage and get your video of your talk and get your professional pictures and your landing pages and everything together. You need to step up and you need to get on here, right? And some of you, if there's any of you guys who are coaches right now, I know a couple of you guys are, one of the things I always tell clients, right, and this is part of the support and accountability that you give to them, is in the beginning, I tell them, we're going to laugh, we're going to cry, and you're going to get pissed at me because I'm going to hold you accountable and we're going to make sure that you get things done. So I'm not here to be your friend. And it's hard not to, because I love people and I'm empathy. I have empathy, true empathy, and I want to help people. But I go, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not, because some people are not ready to hear the truth, that they're screwed up in their head and they're blocking themselves with all these, well, I don't do it this way, and reasons and excuses and all these things. And you got to get them through that, right? So support and accountability in whatever you're teaching and growing people with, it matters, right? If you're teaching leadership and people are giving you reasons why that's not a good way to talk to people, or that's not a good way to communicate with people, but it's the right way, you got to hold them accountable. There's something in their head that they've learned, that they've conditioned themselves to believe, and so on and so forth. All right. So support and accountability. So those 3 subjects were how to get a successful online course or coaching program, engaging and interacting content when you're online, and the support and accountability with your current coaching clients. All right. All right. Next topic. Let me see. I'm going to go into the chat right here. All right, there's a few websites there. Awesome, thank you so much. And if you guys do have any questions, because I know I'm kind of running through this fast, I want to keep us on track. You can put them in the chat, and we'll catch them for you. All right, the key components of a successful online course or coaching program. All right, so we talked about what you need to do for the online course and how to put it together. But what are the successful components? Wait a second, wait a minute. I just did that one. I'm sorry. That is the same one I just did. Okay, how to effectively market and sell your product and services online. All right, that's important. Who wants to sell some products online? Who wants to make money? Anybody? Anybody here want to make money? You want to make money speaking from stage? You want to make money selling a coaching program? Okay, there we go. You want to get some books and sell your books? You know, I put people in books. I have a partnership with Les Brown. I put people in books with Les Brown, and people love it. Right? You're on a Oh, I don't even have that book here. You're on the cover with Les Brown, and you know your story sells or whatever you're teaching leadership, that type of thing. It's amazing. All right, so how to effectively market and sell yourself, sell your products and services online, and make a bunch of money. I gave you guys an example. I jumped ahead a little bit earlier, and I said as little as a $997 product. That's another tool, right? When what happens when you go to the store? I use my wife as an example all the time. We go to the store and something's $199, and she goes, "Look, that's only $100." And I go, "No, it's $200. It's $200. $199, $200. No, it's only $100." So, you know, the 997 number, the 4997 number, this is a trick, and it's not a trick, but it's a tool. Psychologically, people see it differently. So, you know, you sell something for $997, and you sell it to 5 people in one webinar, just like this, and you just made 5K, right? You sell to 10 people, you made 10K in a 1 hour and a 90-minute webinar or something like that. So understanding that you have wisdom, and if you can talk to people for an hour and invite them to work with you for $1,000, that you're going to make 10 grand, just like that. It's not hard to do. All right. So leverage your social media. We talked a little bit about social media and the places that you should. The people who are on social media. Is that? I don't know if you guys know, I'm in Northern California, and the weather, we're storming crazy. There's flooding all around me. I haven't got hit with that. I'm lucky, but my fence did blow down. They're fixing it right now. I'd say that because the sound kind of went off a little bit. Hopefully you guys are able to hear me okay. All right. So those of you who do use social media, it's not a 100% necessity, but it is important, right? You should have a Facebook group. You should be on LinkedIn, because when you post on those places, those things do find you too. People find you there. You can place ads in those types of things at those, you know, on social media. And the content that you're creating, the people that you're working with, the things that you're talking about, the things you're passionate about, the 30-second, the 1-minute video that you can create on your phone. You know, nowadays, these phones, is the iPhone 14. These phones are better. I got professional cameras, and these phones nowadays are better than cameras that I bought 4 years ago. So there's cinema. I mean, it's easy. Technology, it's easy to make content right now. There's a program, I'll tell you guys right now, if you don't already use it, it's called Canva, Canva. It's an app you can download on your phone or on your computer, and you can create any graphic. I mean, and it's free. You can pay for the upgrade, and it has cool stuff, but there's a free version of it that you can create any graphic. I mean, I think I made this on there. So there's tools and stuff that you can use to get out there. You can, you know, to be effective and have your products and services seen. Nowadays, there are overseas VAs, there are overseas call centers. There's so many things that you can set up to automate, right? And there's automated CRMs and a lot of things. I'm hoping my buddy Brandon's here. Yeah, he's here. Maybe he'll give you guys a little 10-minute talk on that subject, because he's an expert at it. He's saying, no, you better get on here, dude. Anyhow, so leveraging social media, right? Creating a strong online presence, regularly sharing valuable content, right? Here, these are the points. Establishing yourself as the expert in your field. You want to know how people will see you instantly as the expert in your field? Anybody know? To see you instantly as an expert, you need to be on a stage, okay? Webinars are great. These are cool. I tell you about me, and you can Google me, and you can see all the stuff that I do. Then you'll know what I do, and then I'm a professional at it. But when you're on a stage, beautiful stage somewhere, and you're speaking, and you have your mic and your whole thing, you instantly have the credibility and authority, right? You want to know the second way? The second most important way, you got to be in a book. You got to write a book. We can help you do that. You got to write a book, and guess what makes it even more authority, right? Credibility and authority. Partnering with like a celebrity, like I was talking about, right? If somebody Googles you, and you're doing these tools that I'm giving you, and you pop up with Les Brown, people go, "Oh wow, this guy, he knows Les Brown. Les Brown's amazing, right? He wrote a book with Les Brown. Holy crap, who is this guy?" Right? Credibility, instantly credibility. Or even, how about this? Somebody Googles Les Brown, and you pop up, right? Oh, holy crap, man, this guy popped up next to Les Brown. I've been working really hard. I'm almost there. There's a few things happening, but I've been working really hard that when people Google Tony Robbins, that I pop up. Isn't that cool? Tony Robbins, boom, Raul Lopez Jr. Who's this guy? Instantly people go, who's this guy, right? So there's tools and tricks and stuff that I teach for you to help you guys do that too. You want to be associated with the people that are similar to you and what they teach, and the people who are experts at it now, the gurus at it now, okay? So that was leveraging social media. Next is network or build partnerships, right? I partner with other people that have products that are not mine, but make mine even better, and I make theirs even better, right? Like as a partnership, you bring a speaking and a CRM together, and you have everything that somebody needs, right? So you're networking and you're partnering with people in various industries, right? Another partnership you can do is if you have an email list and somebody else has an email list, you send them 5 emails introducing you, they send you 5 emails introducing them, and you guys cross promote each other, right? There's lots of ways to partner with people online. Same thing with social media. You know, somebody that has a lot of followers on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever it is. Hey, can you post this for me? I'll post for you. And you go back and forth. To do that, you have to be equal, right? Evenly yoked. You guys have heard that. So if you have, 100 followers and they got 10,000, they're probably not going to do it. But you got to start building up and working with people. I mean, find somebody who has 200 to 500 followers, and you guys do that for each other, right? Get on their live and things like that. So networking and building partnerships, collaborating with others, sharing your expertise. Never be afraid. This is what I find most new and up and coming speakers to say, and it's a myth, right? When I talk to people and I invite them to speak on my TED Talks events, there's a certain format that you have to have, okay? If you have that format, I will allow you to come and speak as to bring value to my events. Most people have a story but don't know how to share it, so I coach them, right? And part of their coaching package is to get on stage. But a lot of these brand new up and coming speakers, they'll say, I don't speak for free, I get paid to speak. And I go, really, how much have you gotten paid? Well, I haven't yet, but I'm going to get paid to speak. I'm not going to speak for free. And I go, okay, so you can be certified through my program, right? Certified video, professional pictures, the whole thing. And that'll help you get speaking gigs, but it's not necessarily going to get you paid speaking gigs. What we teach you is how to get paid through speaking, right? How to get paid through speaking. So if when somebody says I only speak if I get paid to speak, I go, man, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, because like I do corporate speaking gigs, especially right now at the beginning of the year. A lot of corporate companies are looking for motivational and leadership and things like that. So I do paid speaking gigs, 5 and 10K to go speak for an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. But in corporate world, I can't sell anything. So yeah, I'm not going to go speak at Yahoo for free. They're gonna pay me, right? And honestly, I shouldn't say that. I may go speak at Yahoo for free if they'll give me a video and pictures and content of me speaking at Yahoo, right? Because that builds more credibility and authority. So there's lots of reasons to go somewhere and speak and not get paid. Now, you do want to get paid. We do want to make money while we're speaking, because we have our book investments, we have our websites, we have everything else. Obviously, we need to have an ROI and all that stuff. So would you rather go speak somewhere for an hour, 2 hours, and get paid 5K? Or would you rather go speak for free to an audience of 100 people, 200 people, and be able to sell a $1,000 product? Because if you're good, if you've gone through our certifications and our training programs and you have all the automations that we have, and you get up there and you sell your program and you're in front of 200 people, I think statistically you get 20%, right? So if you sell just a $1,000 product in front of a group of 100, 200 people, you're going to make 10, 20 grand. I would much rather come and speak somewhere for free and be able to sell a product than give me 5 grand, right? Am I going to turn down a 5K? It depends on where it is and what I got to do and how much travel and all that type of thing, right? Obviously, but speaking for free is not a bad thing. Speaking to sell is 100 times better. Because, and I'm giving you guys a low number. I'm giving you guys a $997 example, right? My smaller packages that I sell when I go speak is 5K, right? If I sell 5K, if I go to a small group and there's only 50 people there, 25, 30 people there, and I sell 5 of those packages, I just made $25,000 in an hour, right? What if you did that once a month? You're in great shape. You know what I mean? What if you're selling a $1,000 product between your webinars and speaking for other people and being able to sell your $1,000 product? You're making 10 grand a pop once a week. I mean, it's not hard to do. It's a great way to monetize your message. That's what this is all about, monetizing your message. All right. So that's in building partnerships, right? You can get in front of audiences and practice, first of all, right? I mean, when you're first starting, I would go to BNI groups, I would go to real estate companies, I would go anywhere and just speak, right? I mean, I went and spoke at a mastermind in Tahoe over the summer. I got invited to speak there, and they didn't pay me. They paid my travel and my stay and all that type of thing. But I was in front of 7-figure plus earners, right? There was about 50 people there in a mansion. They rented the 17-bedroom mansion, indoor pool, just beautiful place. So they gave me all my accommodations and food and all that type of thing. And I went and I spoke for an hour, and guess what? I got in front of these, 7-figure earners, and I was able to sell them packages, right? And I didn't even sell them from there. They told me I can't sell from the stage. Well, it was it wasn't a stage, but it was a beautiful place. But I couldn't sell from stage per se. But guess what? When I was done, I shook many hands, I sold many books, and I pulled in clients. So going somewhere and speaking without a fee up front is not a bad thing. Okay, I want to get that myth out of the way. All right. So that I went into the next one, which is offer a free consultation or training session, right? Right now, I'm teaching and training you guys for free, right? Am I going to ask you to join me at the end of this? Absolutely, I am, right? And I'm not even selling a $1,000 product either. I'm just going to want you to come and get more and work with us and write all this stuff out and actually get your package together, actually practice speaking, actually getting yourself in a book and that type of thing. So that was leveraging social media, networking, and building your partnerships, and offering a free consultation sessions, right? That's a masterclass like this. That's marketing yourself and getting on somebody one-on-one for a 30-minute chat and asking them what they need and giving them some true tips and tools that they can use, right? One of the things that I make sure of for anybody that gets on one of my stages when they're sharing their personal story is that within that story, they're talking about what happened to them, what drug them down, when they made a true decision to change their life, and the tools that they use to change their life. You have to give tools that the audience can take and use from your talk, right? If somebody can't afford what you're selling, I hope you're still giving them value that they can go and at least take some of that and start to improve whatever they're trying to improve in their life. Like the tips and tools I'm giving you right now, you can take this stuff, you can research, you can do more, and you can start doing these things right now, okay? All right, my last one is the best tools and resources for building and growing your speaking business. Brandon, do you want to jump in? If you don't, that's okay. Mr. Brandon Heinz.
Why not?
All right.
I got 3 more minutes left.
Hey guys, this is Brandon Hintz. He's one of the guys that I partnered with for 2023. We've been working really hard. He's an amazing coach, understanding the tools and resources. I have the list, and I was going to go over them there with you, but he is the expert. He is my partner in that. We each have our own lane per se in the coaching practices that we do. And he's an amazing guy. He works really hard. He's loving father, family, husband. So let me go ahead, Brandon. Take it away.
Well, thank you. How are you, ladies and gentlemen, doing today?
Good.
Good. He said right now is nailing it, but it comes down to simplicity, right? You're the expert of your experience. And that's what people are buying. It's not because I'm cool and I got great hair and my goatee is perfectly trimmed. People buy people, right? They come in and they step into a world with you and they want you to take them where you've been. And that's the biggest key thing. And what I think Raul wants me to really stress to you guys was something that took me a long time to learn. I was a very fast going salesperson as an entrepreneur. I never looked back. I never coddled leads. I never convinced or chased. Either you were ready to move or I moved on without you, right? So during my speaking events, I had no database. I'd have sign-in cards and registration cards and all that stuff. But when I started building the database, I actually built a business. I built a brand. And then all the automation allowed me to run and gun and not look back because my clients were being nurtured. And most of the people that you run into, they're going to buy right when you meet them, or they're going to buy 30 days later. So I have a 72-hour rule, right? The open cart, you got a chance to buy the product, and then it closes, and then I nurture them. And then 30 days later, the 20% that didn't buy are now buying because you're consistent. You're showing up and sharing your message, your expertise, which is the journey that you win on. Nobody else. So really what it came down for me, where I really got my excelling factor was when I started looking at my business as a database for my brand. And that's when things took off completely. When I was able to go out and do what I do best and let the system do the rest, I grew so much faster. And now I can just drop an offer and I don't even have to show up for it because they know me, they like me, they trust me. So when I send something out, they're like, I want to be a part of that. Because your people are going to buy you no matter what. When you think of Apple, you think Steve Jobs. When you think of Amazon, who pops in your head? When you think of Twitter, who pops into your head? People buy people, people follow people. And if your story resonates with me, then I'm on your team, right? I always say if they like your vibe, they follow your tribe. And that's where it really comes down to. It doesn't matter where you go. There's two really great churches right by me. One of them's I call it a mega church. I call it Jesus Depot. But I can't stand the preacher. His speaking style irritates me because I'm a speaker. I'm like, just be real. Come on, give me some realness here. And he never does it. So I drive all the way across town, way out by freaking Raul. It takes me 30 minutes to get there every Sunday. But I love the gentleman because he's real. He tells the truth all the time. He stops, he stutters, he gets stressed out, wipes his forehead, and he just shows up for me. And that's all you need to do. Just show up. Just be the expert of your experience and hold your database strong. Get your CRM built. Have your landing pages so that you don't have to look back all the time and you can just keep moving forward. So I do have a Zoom I got to jump on. I just came on today to say hi. But Raul,
All right, buddy.
you guys are in good hands.
All
It was
right.
nice meeting you guys.
Thanks so much, my friend. Good stuff. All right, I'm going to close right now, you guys. I'm going to wrap this up. I promised you that I would. Tools, quick, easy tool tips, though, are Zoom. Zoom is a great way to do it. There's lots of things that you can do. Zoom, there's video conferencing tools, there's going live on your social media and things. So I told you that I was going to show you what I have for, I got coming up this February. In fact, Jesus, are we in January? Does time flies like a son of a gun, does it? I'm going to show you the event we're going. We're going to do some teaching and some training. It's a 2-day event, and I'm just going to share my screen and show it to you real quick. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to join us. Okay, this is the teaching and training event that we're putting on. We're going to go in depth. Can you guys see that? Hopefully, you guys can see that. We're going to go in depth. And everything that we just talked about, we're going to, for 2 days, we're going to sit down and we're going to write this stuff out. We're going to get on a board and we're going to actually write out your coaching packages if that's what you need. We're going to help you write out and practice your talk. We're going to show you how easy it is to get your talk, ghostwritten and get your book out within, 2 weeks. There's so many things. When you come to this event, you're going to be an author, a speaker, and a coach by the time you leave. Okay. And guess what? It's only $97. Look right here. It's really small. That should be huge, right? Right above where it says, yes, I want to get in the room. It's only $97. It's $97 for 2 full days of training. It's not $1,000 like I told you. It's not my $5,000 package. It's not my $20,000 package. It's $97. And we're going to teach and we're going to train you in detail everything that I've been talking about today. We're going to get your stuff out there and done big time. We're even going to show you, CRM is where you track your people. There, you got it. Sorry. I just put the link in there for you guys to sign up for the $97 event. A CRM is basically where all your automations are at. It's where you when you send out an information post and people sign up for your email list, they'll get automated emails, they can get automated text. That's where you create your landing pages. And CRM is what every single speaker, coach, real estate agent, what every person needs is some form of a CRM, and everybody uses them. I mean, all the big mortgage companies, real estate companies, all the coaches use them. Amazing products and services and ways to communicate ongoing with your clients without, because you can set up emails, for example, to go out over the next 10 days. So you're not sitting there every day writing an email. It's just automatically sitting out. And when they click on them, it sends them a new email. We're going to teach you all of that stuff, right? So this is the event. Here are the 3 instructors. Myself, Brandon, who you just met, and then Building Authority is a good friend of ours, Mike. Leverage your story. That's me. Monetize your message. Me and Brandon are going to teach that. And then we've got Mike that's going to do Build Your Authority. These are people that I've spoken at my events. I've had Tom Bilyeu, Powerhouse, Kevin Harrington from the Shark Tank, Forbes Riley. We bring these guys out. There's not at this training event, but when you speak at a regular event, we often bring out celebrities to speak so that we can build and brand. Here's your dream team that's going to be there. There'll be one other woman that's there. We haven't locked her in yet, but we're going to have a female trainer. These are all the things we're doing. When you reserve your seat for this live speaking training, you will learn, become to be the authority. A lot of stuff we talked about today: build your speaking brand, turn free talks, into paid talks, create your content that positions you as the expert, build your social media, build your influential. Everything we talked about quickly today, we're going to go into details about. Hit that yes, I want to reserve your seat. It's only $97. The event is in Northern California. It's 2 days. It's a Thursday and a Friday in just east of Sacramento, a little town called Roseville, California. 2 days, full live training. We're also going to be doing it virtually. So if you can't come to Northern California for that same $97, you will get set up and you'll be able to watch and take the training virtually online for those 2 days. So right now it's the one ticket, but everybody is going to get emailed out the information once we have the links and everything set up for the online presentation. There's a few more people that we've worked with. Great. This guy, Brian, he started he's doing coaching now, but he started a fitness clothing, kind of like, tights and leggings and things like that. And he started with $300, built a 7-8 figure business. Kane, he's an amazing teacher and coach. He was one of mine. Krista, she's spoken at our event. She's a 8-figure earner, real estate coach. So we bring in experts. We help you guys learn how to do 5, 10, 20K packages and just make some money with your passion, with your programs. Okay. How to craft your $1 million message, how to turn a message into a product, how to become the big next thing in your niche, millionaire sales and marketing secrets revealed, become the Tag Talk certified speaker. Everybody, there's 2 levels. The $97, you get 2 full days of training. There are some people that are coming and they want to get a video of their talk when they're on stage. They want to get pictures of their talk when they're on stage, and they want me to give them 3 speaking gigs. That's a whole nother ticket. It's a VIP. It's $2,500, and you get all of that. The 2 days, you get the speaking gigs, you get the video of yourself on stage. You get a whole lot more for that $2,500. Obviously, a video, an edited video of your talk. Just that by itself is $1,500. Professional pictures is another $500. Speaking gigs where you're going to be able to offer products. We're going to introduce you into my audience. I mean, that's these guys that are going to pay this $2,500. I'm certifying them. I'm going to put them in my events. They're going to make their money back tenfold very easily. But to come to the training, it's only $97. Again, February 16th and 17th. We start at 9 a.m. Get the $97 ticket. If you can come in person, great. You'll get all the details, how to get here, where to stay, the whole thing. If you want to do it online, we will be streaming this online, interacting with you online also. So I put the link right there for you guys. It's only $97 to attend. It's a no-brainer. Jump in, come and meet us live in person. We're going to teach you how to do exactly what I'm doing right here, right now. And I'd love to see you guys there. Right now, I'm going to, if it's 2:07. Thank you for everybody who stayed here. I'm willing to stay and take some questions. If anybody has some questions, I'm also going to put this in the Facebook group. I hope you guys joined our Tag Talks Keynote Speakers group. But if anybody has a question, go ahead, unmute yourself. Let me know. Questions. I'd love to answer any questions. If not, I'm gonna close it out and see you guys again soon. We're gonna be doing this this training once a week, actually coming up. So you can get in the group and watch it, or you can jump on again live if you find yourself to have more questions later. There's always a way to contact me, an email address or something somewhere where you can reach out to me and see if you want to set up a call, and I can talk to you more about our other packages one-on-one. All right. Thanks so much, Paul. Thank you.
Thanks,
Earl.
Raul.
Thanks, guys. Hope you guys had a good time. Got some good information there. I will talk to you again very soon. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Have a good evening.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.